Well, good evening, everybody. Oh man, we are so excited that you are here tonight. If you didn't know, tonight we are live streaming the performance. So if you're watching online, man, we are glad that you are here joining us as well. We were running into a little technical difficulty, but you should be able to see the whole show and hear the whole show, and it'll be great. Now, if you are here today in the audience, I have a couple of things that I want to go over with you. The first thing is, this is audience participation in the sense that we want you to laugh. You can laugh at people. You can laugh with people. You could cry with people. If people forget their lines, do not laugh. Unless it's funny, and then you can laugh. A couple of things to note. If you have a cellular device, especially one that likes to ring or make noises, I would ask politely that you could put that on silent or on vibrate. That would be wonderful if you could do that. If you're needing to go to the restroom, so there's going to be an intermission. About an hour into it, we'll take an intermission, 10 or 15 minute intermission to let you stretch your legs, let the cast kind of get reset for the second half. But that'd be a great time to go. But if you've got kids or you need to go to the bathroom, outside these doors, any of the doors, you're going to go to your right down the hall, and the bathrooms are going to be on your left. So there's guys and girls. We have fancy bathrooms. One other note, there are some instances in this play where people are going to be going up and down the aisles where you're at. So if you could make sure you've got purses and small children, hopefully nobody has any animals or anything like that, but things kind of tucked in so nobody trips, that would be wonderful. I just want to say I'm so glad you're here tonight. I see lots of friends, lots of relatives, and the fact that you're here to help support these young people and these kids is a huge blessing to me. I am excited about what will go on tonight. This is the final performance, and so they're giving everything. And so I ask that you jump right in and join with us. And so I'm going to stop talking. We're going to hand the microphone off to one of the narrators. I'm going to go to the back. We're going to turn the lights down, and we're going to get going. You guys ready? Awesome.
The world ends at street number 220.
Actually, the world ends at the other side of a parking lot, after street 220. But it's not very pleasing to say that the world ends at a parking lot.
Naturally, one would think that the world would start at street number 1.
Naturally.
But no, it starts in the maze.
The maze! It may start in the maze, but thankfully most of the world is made up of squares.
Square buildings,
Square streets,
square rules.
and if you stay on the straight lines, you will never get lost and can always find your way back home.
What defines our environment? What helps all our problems make sense? How do we know which way to go? What can keep us out of the know? Squares make everything seem alright. Squares know connecting everything. Squares become our reason to see. Straight lines side by side, some are perpendicular. Right angles everywhere, that's why we love squares. Straight lines side by side, some are perpendicular. Right angles everywhere, that's why we love squares.
Square! Have you measured all their sides?
Because that's way too long.
That's why we love squares. That's why we love squares. Everything seems alright. Squares are what help us unite. Squares connecting everything. Squares become our reason to see. Straight lines side by side, some are perpendicular. Right angles everywhere, that's why we love squares. Straight lines side by side, some are perpendicular. Right angles everywhere, that's why we love squares.
Enough nonsense! It's the same thing year after school gets out. Kids running around everywhere disrupting my peace. Get on with your day and get off my streets!
This is Lila Ann Harper.
She lives at 47 East First Street and has for all of her life.
And this is my very best friend, Ellie. Have you decided what you're going to do over school break? I can't decide. There's so many exciting things happening all over the place, and I don't want to miss any of it. Hey, there's Theo. We could see what he's up to.
This is Theo.
Actually, my name is Theophilus, but you wouldn't imagine the grief that you get by a guy who goes by Theophilus. So everyone just calls me Theo, for short.
Theo, have you decided what you're going to do for the break? Ellie thinks she should be able to party with all the 1.5 million people in the world, all at the same time, just so she won't miss a single thing.
I was actually thinking something a little more artistically and intellectually stimulating.
Of course you were.
Well, there was supposed to be this amazing exhibit of fantasy art at the Metropolitan Museum. Big stone temples you can walk through, and a story about picture languages and people living in a desert.
I do like going to the interactive stories a lot more than the movies. That could be fun. I heard Paige is in a dance performance.
This is Paige Collins.
Paige Collins is beautiful.
Everybody likes Paige Collins.
Paige Collins is my mortal enemy. Why would I want to go watch her dance? I'd rather watch paint try to dry in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Hi, Theo. Have any plans coming up?
We were just talking about that.
Well, I'm dancing the lead in a new performance at Lincoln Center, and I would love it if you could come.
Lila was just saying how much she would enjoy that. Weren't you, Lila?
Hello, Paige. Yes, we were talking about your dance and how entranced I would be by it.
I'm sure. Hi, Ellie. Like my new dress? I just got it from Saks on 5th Avenue, and I love it.
You love anything people will notice you in?
Ellie, be nice. We were just talking about going to the Met. You should come with us.
Sure, why not? The first thing I thought of this morning was how great it would be to spend the entire day with Paige Collins.
Here comes the Uptown train. We should catch it so we don't have to wait for the next one. Careful getting on, Paige. I would hate if your new dress got dirty.
The Metropolitan Museum.
The largest museum in the world. Here, you can enjoy the greatest works of art and advance.
Hello. Can you point us towards a new Egyptian exhibit?
I always feel so lost coming into the museum. Everything is so big and overwhelming.
But this place is so much smaller than almost all the skyscrapers, and they look like they could go on forever and fill every street from your house to here. Why would this place be overwhelming?
I think it's all the rooms and hallways connected in such random ways. I get lost easy. I wonder if this is what it would be like in the maze.
I don't know, but I don't ever want to find out. I kind of like it in here. So many different stories and things to look at, but at least I know they're all made up. The maze seems too real.
Paige, what's your favorite exhibit?
I like the little dancer.
But she's not even dancing. She's just standing there.
You don't know much about dance, do you?
I guess not, but I at least thought it involved movement.
What's your favorite exhibit, Theo?
I like whatever's new.
I like the photography the best.
Why? All the artists have to do is press a button.
I like it because it's real. Not the dress-up pictures of people acting, but the pictures of regular people on the street. I don't know. I guess it makes me feel like everyone can be beautiful art if someone just looked at them the right way.
All right, everyone. If you guys would like to join me for the tour, I'll walk you through the collection of each exhibit. If you have any questions you would like, please feel free to ask. As you can see, I have the largest collection of stories anywhere. Together with the public library, the written and visual entertainment of the world can be found within these walls.
Mix up all the stories.
All kinds of people. The best storytellers get their work in museums for people to enjoy. The founders knew that fantasy was one of the great gifts of the human mind. This place is a celebration of that gift.
How did they come up with all the ideas?
Gifted people live in all areas of the world. They have the ability to come up with things the rest of us can't. And that's what makes them special. They come up with the ideas within themselves.
But doesn't everyone have an imagination?
Of course they do. These things are just the greatest things in the world.
Do you think our imaginations are just meant to entertain people?
I don't know, but all this stuff is pretty entertaining.
Here we are, guys. The new Egypt.
Whoa.
And I will explain the story to you when we're all done.
This place is amazing. Look at all the details they put into it. I know this is a new exhibit, but it feels so old.
I wonder what warehouse studio they built it in.
Can't we just enjoy this story without you two trying to peek behind the curtain? The fun of coming to the museum is all the places your mind can travel.
Kathmandu to Perry, you can be in Bali, imaginary places that no one's ever seen. The living, vivid color through the splendid artistry. There's Neverland and Wonderland in Rio de Janeiro, or someplace really scary like Mordor or South Philly, or take a train to Hogwarts or a boat to Shanghai, a yellow brick road to an emerald city or a mountain in the sky. The island of Gibraltar, the kingdom of Penzance, the snowy woods of Narnia captivate the mind. But then we're back in France. Kathmandu to Perry, you can be in Bali, imaginary places that no one's ever seen. But live in vivid color through resplendent artistry.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What are you two doing out so late?
Well, we're just getting back home from the Met. There's no school tomorrow, so we don't need to be indoors at any specific time.
Right. Well, just be careful. It can get dangerous this part of town at dark. So close to the maze and all.
Okay.
And girls, whatever you do, don't cross Houston Street. I can't help you over there.
Okay, have a good night. Does it ever scare you living so close to the maze?
Not really. I see people across the street, maze people, and they don't seem so different from us. Someday I might get brave enough to go over there. I would love to take their pictures.
I never want to go over there. I like being safe in our grid.
I get tired of everything being the same. It's like the museum. Sure, that new temple was neat and all, but everything, all the stories seem the same. I want real stuff, not just entertainment all the time.
Stop being so serious. Let's talk about something fun.
Well, I don't know about fun, but we could talk about something funny. Paige Collins wants us to come to her dance.
I can show you Paige's dance. Even though I haven't seen this one, they're all the same.
That's it. That's exactly what she looks like.
Do you think Theo wants to go?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. He likes showing up at fancy places like the Lincoln Center.
Yeah. Speaking of showing up at fancy places, there's Theo now.
What took you so long getting here?
Ow! I just stayed a little longer at the museum, and I missed the downtown train, and I had to find that scooter and ride all the way back.
Are you really wanting to go to Paige Collins' dance performance tomorrow?
Sure, why not? I mean, what else are we gonna do? Paige Collins really isn't that bad.
She's not that bad to you because you're not a girl. You don't have to compete with Paige Collins.
What do you mean compete?
Girls always have to compete. Lila and I, not so much, because I like her, but someone like Paige Collins is constant competition.
I do not understand girls. We should go to the performance anyway. If nothing else, you can use it as a chance to scope out the competition.
Whatever.
Fine.
Welcome to Lincoln Center.
The premier performance space in the world.
Unless you count Carnegie Hall.
Or Radio City Music Hall.
Or any of the 40 Broadway theaters.
But if you like dance or opera, this is the place to be.
Are you nervous about the performance tonight?
A little bit. There are so many people here.
You'll do great. You're an amazing dancer.
Thanks. And I hope you're not too upset that you didn't get the lead. You're a great dancer, Savita.
It's fine. I'll get my chance someday.
Of course I'm ready.
I always feel so underdressed coming to these things.
That's why I never go to these things.
Is this row F? Is it up here?
Excuse me, is this row
Where's
F?
row F?
Right, okay.
Row F? Do you know where row F
Here
is?
we are. Row F, seats 36,
Theo,
37,
Theo,
and
it's
38.
over here.
Oh, my bad. This is what I meant. Row F, seats 36, 37, and 38. All right, girls, cut the chit-chat. Try to act somewhat sophisticated. Ellie, no using those rotten tomatoes that you brought in your bag. There'd be no
Theo.
heckling of the performance.
How'd you know about that?
Welcome to the premiere performance. You did a great job dancing, Paige.
Thanks, and thanks again for coming.
We had nothing else to do, and it gave Ellie a chance to dress up. She loves that.
I definitely do not. These shoes are the worst.
What's it like up there? Everybody fawing over you? Doesn't it wear you out?
I kind of like it.
Of course she does. Anything to be the center of attention?
Gotta come backstage again.
Okay, I gotta finish some things up. Thanks again for coming.
Can I use those tomatoes now?
Ellie, stop it. She seemed genuinely happy that we were here.
I don't know why everyone makes such a big deal about a show. Sure, it was good and all, but everything Paige did looked so fake. Like a show.
Isn't everything a show? We all try to fit it into some character that we play in a story and then play all the rules. That's how things stay in balance.
But what if I don't want to act my part all the time? What if I want to improvise?
I will play the part of Paige Collins. Aren't I beautiful? Everyone look at me. I'm the star of the show.
Come on, Lila. We're gonna miss the train.
You two go ahead. We're close to the park, and I think I might take a walk for a while. I'll be home later.
Be safe, Lila. There can be interesting people in the park.
So much is starting not to make sense anymore. Why does everyone want things to stay the same? I've walked up and down these streets and seen all kinds of different people, different colors, different languages, but somehow we're all supposed to think the same way and stay in our squares. The park doesn't have squares. The maze doesn't have squares. What makes them so special and yet so scary to people?
Because these places are thin places.
Where in the world did you get an ostrich?
Doesn't everyone have an ostrich they ride on warm summer days?
Well, not anybody I've ever seen. Until today. You cannot be from around here, are you?
First time in the park. Are you sure people around here don't ride ostriches? They really are the most sensible form of transportation.
Well, I don't know about that. Some people are very large.
Well, then they can ride a very large ostrich.
But what about small children? Wouldn't they be afraid of the ostrich or perhaps fall off?
I've never met a scary ostrich.
Hold on a minute. All this talk about ostrich transportation, and you haven't really answered my first question. Where are you from exactly? My guess is the Upper East Side. There are lots of strange people there.
I don't know how to explain it in a way that you would understand. Just a moment ago, I was riding through a quiet countryside looking for a girl named Lila, and smack, I ended up here.
Well, that does sound rather odd. Wait, hold on a minute. Who did you say you were looking for?
A girl named Lila.
Well, I'm a girl named Lila.
Well, what do you think about that? Are you ready to go?
Am I ready to go? What are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere with you. You haven't really told me where you're from or what your name is. And I'm not in the habit of going on journeys to unknown places with unknown people, especially ones that think it's normal to ride an ostrich.
I'm not going with you. I'm just supposed to show you the way. You have to go by yourself.
And where exactly am I supposed to be going by myself? There are very few places in this world I couldn't figure out how to get to with just an address and not need some sort of guide. That's why we have straight lines.
I didn't say it'd be in this world.
Where else could I be going?
Oh, Lila, there are lots of places to go not in this world. Well, there are actually lots of places to go in this world, but that's not what this journey is about.
I came here not understanding the world around me. I was wanting answers, and all of a sudden, this guy shows up. Well, he's not giving me many answers, but At least she's making me ask different questions. Maybe I should go. Okay, show me the way. If I'm going to find new answers, I need to find new problems. Let's do it.
See the door under the terrace? Go over there and turn the knob clockwise. Only clockwise.
Why, only clockwise?
Only clockwise. And then take a step through.
Where am I going?
Just believe where you are going will find you.
Where am I? Is this like a secret wing of the public library? I've never seen so many books before in my life. There must be millions.
Oh, at least.
What? Oh, excuse me. Are you the librarian?
Something like that.
Well, a man riding an ostrich told me to turn the doorknob and come through the door. Is this where I'm supposed to be?
Do you want to be here?
Well, I don't know. I guess I was wanting to go on some sort of adventure, but I didn't really expect just to go to the library. I've been to the library before, though it hasn't been this big. Are all these books real?
Yes, of course they're real. They just haven't been written yet.
What kind of library is filled with a bunch of empty books?
I never said this was a library. You just assumed it was one. Is that how you approach all new things in life you encounter? By assuming they're one way when they could be something else entirely?
I never really thought about that. Everything around me is placed neatly into squares, and they fit neatly in my assumptions. So if this isn't a library, what is it?
This is a repository.
A repository? Isn't that just the place in the library where you drop off your books when you're done reading them?
That's a depository. A repository is a place of abundant source or supply, a place where things are stored and offered for others to use. People can be a repository. I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of them.
How could I be anything like this? This place is huge. Everything inside of me is small and confused.
You can be someone to whom things can be entrusted.
How do you know anything about me? I've never even met you.
Did the man on the ostrich tell you he was sent to find someone named Lila?
Yes.
And who do you think sent him?
You did that.
No, not me. But the same person that sent him on his journey also told me you were coming here. We know lots about you, Lila.
Well, that's only slightly disconcerting.
My job is to help you find out about yourself.
You said all these books aren't written yet. Are they all going to be about me?
Not hardly, but some might be. These books become the stories. Everything the maker has made has started out as one of these books.
What maker?
The maker.
What has he made? Does he have any exhibits in the Metropolitan Museum? That's where all the best stories are.
He makes things much more real than the museum. He made the world.
What world?
All of them.
All the worlds? Like Chinatown and Little Italy?
Oh, Lila, wait until you see all the places he's made. He looks at all the possibilities and decides what would be best, and everything he writes turns into reality, and it is always good. Sometimes what you think is in your imagination is real somewhere else. You can make things, Lila. The maker lets other people write stories too.
But how can I make anything real? Only the people that are special can come up with things that you can touch, see, and feel. I've never been special.
And who told you that?
Well, everyone knows it. I can't dance like Paige Collins or do great in school like Theo. Even among my friends, I'm not that special.
But you're here in a place where possibilities become reality. You're here when Aren't you just a little curious to see what would happen if you opened up one of these books?
But which book should I choose?
Whichever one you like. All these stories have the potential until they start being written. Would you like to see a book being written?
Are you going to write it?
No, you are.
I can't write. I don't have any stories. How'd I even begin?
You just start, Once upon a time.
Okay, here goes, I guess. Once upon a time, there was a princess. Is that a good way to start?
As good a way as any. Keep going.
Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a faraway land. Her greatest joy was to spend time with...
Who should she spend time with? Her dog. No, that's wrong. How about her best friend? No, that's wrong too. No, I said no. How about a handsome prince? Well, that's definitely wrong. Her father.
Her father.
The king.
The king. One day, the princess was walking through...
Bloomingdale's because she wanted a new dress? No. Times Square. Oh, well, that's too crazy.
The woods.
Yes.
And she got lost, and it soon became very dark. Scared, she curled up at the base of a huge tree and tried to fall asleep.
But the ambulance and police sirens were too loud! Oh my goodness. There would not be ambulance and police sirens in the woods. Think, Lila, think.
All around her was darkness and noises like she had never heard before. She couldn't find any peace or rest.
Then what's supposed to happen? I can't just leave her there in a dark forest. Her dad, he would know what to do.
When her father, the king, found out that his daughter was missing, he...
cut down the whole forest! Well, that's too drastic.
Sent out his greatest warrior to find her. He had armor that shined so bright that even at night it was like the day. As he rode into the forest, the darkness and fear began melting away. He searched high and low and finally found the little princess curled up at the base of a huge tree.
Wow, this is a good story. Who knew I could write a story? I think I'm getting better at this. Now I just need an ending.
He picked her up in his strong arms and carried her back to the castle where everyone lived happily ever after.
That was a wonderful story.
How did that happen? It was like everything I said came to life.
It did come to life. Reality starts in your imagination. If you want to believe different, you have to start living your life different first.
Can I believe anything I want?
Well, yes, but be careful what you believe. Not everything you believe is true. Find what is true and let that shape what you believe.
But how am I supposed to know it's true? Everyone around me believes the same thing, and all of a sudden I'm seeing and hearing things that seem more real than I've ever heard before.
Keep your eyes and your heart open. There are people like me to help you show the truth. You just have to know where to find them. I think it's time for you to go now. I'm sure I'll see you again, somewhere.
Well, that was one of the strangest dreams I have ever had. I wonder what time it is. The sun's out, so I must have slept through the night. In my clothes, I guess. Wait a minute. I remember taking a walk in the park after Paige's performance, but I don't remember how I got home.
Hey, Lila. I was just coming over to check up on you. We didn't see you after you went for a walk in the park, and I wanted to make sure you got home all right. What time did you get in last night?
I don't quite remember. I'm having trouble remembering much from last night.
Did something happen? Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
I don't think so. I feel fine, and I remember a dream I had really vividly. My brain is just foggy on the details. I remember leaving Lincoln Center, taking a walk in the park, and then I met someone.
Did they take you home?
No, there was something strange about him. Oh, what was it? Oh, he was riding an ostrich.
Oh, what? An ostrich? Like the big bird that can't fly? Was he a zoo employee or something?
No, it was nothing like that. He told me about a quest he was on to find someone named Lila. I thought that person must be me, and then he told me about a journey I was going to go on. That's when my dream started.
That's when your dream started? Lila, it sounds like you were dreaming the whole time. Maybe you fell asleep in the park, and one of the constables found you and took you home. And you were just so tired you don't remember it.
Oh, he was real, all right. And kind of odd now that I think about it. Then, in my dream, I found this wonderful world full of books. And this bookkeeper who told me all about stories. And I wrote a story, Theo. Can you believe it? And it came to life. And everything seemed so real and amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely a dream.
Wait, what if I could prove it to you? In my dream, I took lots of pictures. Let me run and get my camera. Then we'll see if they're on there. Something must have messed with my memory card. All the pictures are gone.
Maybe you didn't actually take any pictures.
I know I did. I remember thinking no one was going to believe me, so I made sure to take lots of pictures. Now all of them are gone.
Lila, you don't even remember when you got home last night.
But it was real, Theo. I know it. I went through a door at Bethesda Terrace and found a world full of books and a bookkeeper who told me that I should find the people that can tell me the truth. Granted, I still don't remember how I got home, but I know it was real, Theo. I just know it.
Find people to tell you the truth? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think what we know about the world is the whole story.
How can we not know all the truths? You can walk from one end of the day, the world, to the next in a day. I'm pretty sure we know all the truths.
But what if there's things they don't teach us at school or in their museum?
I'm pretty sure that people in the museums and schools are the smartest people anywhere.
Maybe not anywhere.
What do you mean?
What if they're in the maze?
The maze? You can't be serious. That place is full of crazy people.
How do you know that? Have you ever been there? Do you know anybody that's been there? What if the people there aren't crazy? What if they know something and we don't?
I like finding answers as much as the next person, but this sounds dangerous. What if we get caught or something bad happens to us?
But what if nothing bad happens? What if we learn something new? You can't miss out on an opportunity like that. Come on, Theo.
That is the maze.
We don't go in the maze.
No one should go in the maze. That is where all the crazy people live. And the streets are definitely not square. Or even parallelograms.
Okay.
We can
here
do
you
this.
go.
We can do this.
Go. Well, that wasn't so bad, and I can still see your house from across the street. Which way should we go now?
I don't know. Maybe we should have thought this out a little bit more.
He already got me across the street. We have to keep going now. Let's go that way.
We believe, based on numerous scientific studies, that because on how the sun rises and sets each day, that the world is in fact round. Contrary to prevailing thought based on well observation that the world is flat.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken. The world can't possibly be round. You can walk up to all four sides of it on all four sides.
It
It's a conspiracy. We are not alone. There are others in this universe, perhaps even our world. Believe.
Do not drink the water. Do not drink the water. They're trying to poison your mind.
Believe.
Come inside. It's safe in here.
Thank you so much for saving us.
Who were those people?
Oh, they're harmless. They're just a little overzealous. Some people with the right information don't know how to use it, and some people who think they know something really don't.
I've never seen a place like this. What is it?
Not really anything more than a store.
But it feels like more than a store.
What do you mean? Look around. It looks like a store.
That's not what I mean. I'm starting to become a little skeptical of how things appear at first glance. And you, have I met you before? You seem very familiar.
Sometimes what you think is in your imagination is very real somewhere else.
It is you! I knew it! Theo! This is the lady I was telling you about from my dream. That must not really have been a dream. What are you doing here in the maze?
This is where I live, most of the time.
But I saw you in Central Park last night. Do you work all day and all night?
Time works differently in far-off places.
What are all of these bins over here?
That is music.
I've never seen music like that before. How's it work?
You take this record, put it on the machine, put the needle on it, and music will come out the speaker.
Well, ain't that nifty?
Are all these records empty like the books were?
Oh no, all these stories have been written.
Wait, I thought you said this was music, not stories.
Some of the best stories don't have to be told with words. Sometimes you use words, but other times you use what you see or what you feel.
I was trying to show Theo pictures that I took of the book repository last night, but none of the pictures turned out.
You can't take pictures in make-believe.
But why not? It would be so much easier.
The thing about make-believe is that everyone has to experience it for themselves.
Why do you keep calling it make-believe?
See, I told you, Lila. I told you. You must have just been in a different part of the museum last night. That's where all the made-up stories were, and she just calls it make-believe.
Hardly. Make-believe is nothing like the stories in that museum. There, everything is made up simply to entertain or for the egos of the people that create the stories. Make-believe is something different entirely. How should I explain it? We've all been made in the image of the maker.
Wait, so you're telling me we're clones?
No, give me a moment to explain before you try and figure it all out. I don't think I caught your name, by the way.
Oh, it's Theophilus, but everyone just calls me Theo.
Well, Theophilus, it's nice to meet you. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. We've all been made in the image of the maker. We all have the ability to make because he is a maker. Are you following me?
I think so.
Good. So what do we create?
Well, all kinds of things. Everything in the world had to be made by someone, didn't it?
Yes, everything you see had to be made by someone. But what about the things in your mind that you want people to see, but they can't yet?
But it would be easy if you just let me use the pictures I took in make-believe.
But what would those pictures really have shown?
Well, all the bookshelves and the books and everything in the repository.
Let me show you something. Come here. Close your eyes and imagine a tree. Now, take these pens and this paper and draw that tree.
Wait, but we can't draw with our eyes closed, silly.
Open your eyes and draw the tree.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm drawing a tree. It's gonna look really nifty. Something really.
Doesn't have to be a good drawing.
Right. And my mosey.
Okay, do your trees look the same?
No.
Do they look like, are they real?
Well, they look real.
Do they look like the tree in that picture over there?
No, mine was short with lots of different colored leaves. That one looks like the trees in the park in the wintertime with no leaves at all.
Exactly. That's because we see trees as a representation of something real, but not the real thing. Now, let me play you a song and see if you can feel trees through music.
Wait, how do we feel things with music?
Just listen to the song.
Wow, I guess you can feel trees.
Lila, when you came into this place, you said it felt like make-believe. That's a very real feeling for you. But how can you make Theophilus feel the same way that you do?
I don't know if I can.
It's almost like we experience life through a dim mirror. We see things and we feel things, but there are things we can't see or know or can't see completely.
That's how it felt like this morning. I could see the book repository in my mind, but I couldn't completely explain it.
That's why there are people like me, and like you now, Lila. We help show people the truth. I think it's time for you two to go now. I'm sure I'll see you again.
I need answers, Lila. I need to know what you've known so I can figure it all out.
Okay, I'll take you. Let's go back to my house and we can make a plan.
They're coming. I saw their ship way downtown.
See through the fog, there's more to see.
Believe and drift as water.
Believe!
I'll go ask Heidi.
Hello, sir. What brings you downtown and so close to the maze?
We are doing a tour of all the neighborhoods.
There have been reports of suspicious people and perhaps activities happening around the world.
We believe it could be originating from the maze.
Why do you suspect that?
Well, anything with the maze is suspicious, so naturally anything suspicious must have to do with the maze.
Well, if you say so. Sir, what types of things are causing concern?
People are asking questions.
What's wrong with questions? I mean, I completely agree with you. Just want to know why I agree with you.
Authority is undermined when we do not know all the answers.
People cannot know that we don't know what we don't know. And if they know what we don't know, then we won't know what they know. So no one can know anything that we don't know.
People need to stay in their grids.
How do we keep people from asking questions?
We remind them of how good things are and how they should stay that way.
And how do we communicate that to all those people?
I have an idea. I'm an excellent communicator. We throw a celebration of the world. Remind everyone of the richness that we share.
You know, if there are strange people around, it could be a security risk.
But it could work magnificently.
I don't know if it'll work, but it's worth a try. Remain alert, report to me any suspicious activity, and begin plans for the celebration. We'll do it here, so even people in the maze will be reminded of how good things are and how they should stay that way. I'll walk you to the train.
Hey, what are you doing? Did you just cross Howson Street? You know that's not allowed.
We were just going to see what was on the other side. There's no law against going into the maze.
Well, there may not be a law, but everyone knows things like that are not allowed, especially not right now. The leader of the world's visiting, and he is not particularly in the best of moods.
Neither is he.
Maybe I should take you to him to explain yourself.
No.
Get over here.
Let's spin this.
Sir, I found these two just crossing the street from the maze.
Are you from around here?
Well, I live just down the street, and Lila's house is right over there.
Very well. It's never a good time to be in the maze, though. The reason I'm here is to check on the maze crossing myself to make sure everything is safe.
There hasn't been anything odd happening around my house lately.
Good. See, sir, I keep a close watch on my area, and there's been nothing suspicious to report. Well, not until these two kids came running across the street.
Very well. But best be extra vigilant. The maze is full of the unknown, and our survival depends upon everyone staying in the grid. You two seem to be good kids with bright futures. Don't ruin it by going outside the lines. I want you to keep a close eye on those two. Who knows what they may have heard in the maze and what kinds of things they've seen.
Sir, yes, sir. I will do everything I can, sir.
Now I really need to go to this make-believe place. I feel less safe in the maze than I ever have.
Meet me in the park by Bethesda Fountain in 4 hours. Then I'll take you to make believe.
Some people ride scooters instead of the train.
Some people like to travel slowly.
I never ride scooters.
Some people don't like to see anything going on around them.
Doing dancing in this little downtown studio. I thought she was a dancer at Lincoln Center. And why is she dancing by herself and without any music?
Why can't I even get that movement right? Closer. What are you doing here? I thought the studio was locked up.
Well, I just happened to be going uptown, and I saw you through the window. When I tried the door, it was unlocked, and I didn't want to disturb you when I came in, so I stayed quiet here in the back. What are you doing dancing here, by yourself and without any music?
I don't always like people to watch me when I dance, and I listen to the music in my ears because I can feel it better.
But I thought that's why people dance, so other people can watch them.
Is that why you take photos? So that people can tell you how great a photographer you are?
No. No one ever sees my pictures. I take them because I like to, and it helps me see the world better.
Well then, why can't I dance just because I like it? Why does everything have to be a performance?
Why do you dance, Paige?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I really do.
Well, at first it was because my parents signed me up for dance lessons. But I didn't even like it then. Then some things happened in my family, and dance was a place that people would care about me.
When we were at the museum the other day, you said your favorite thing there was the little dancer statue. Why do you like that one so much? She's not even dancing.
She doesn't have to be perfect, and she looks like she's gonna dance against the world.
But Theo is right. She's not even dancing in the sculpture. I thought dance was all about movement and grace.
You don't know she's a dancer because she is dancing. You know she's a dancer because her feet say she's a dancer and her hands say she's a dancer. I want to be like that. She's ready.
But what are you getting ready for?
I don't know, but it's something bigger than a show at Lincoln Center.
Well, there's not much bigger than that in the world.
It's not a show. It's something inside. I feel incomplete somehow. Do you dance, Lila?
No. Nobody wants to see that.
There's no one here but me.
The last time I ever came close to dancing was when I was a little girl. All I really did was run on the stage holding a flower.
I'm tired of being alone, Lila. I'm tired of dancing alone in a crowd of other dancers. I'll show you the moves, you just follow along.
That was fun, Paige. I don't think I've done a good job of noticing you. I mean, seeing you for anything other than a spoiled, popular, mean person.
Do you really think I'm mean?
Now that I think about it, I can't really think of a time that you were actually mean to me. Maybe it was something I made up in my head. Maybe I was just jealous of how everyone likes you.
Well, I don't try to be mean, but I guess I don't try to be people's friends either. That could be the same thing.
Can you promise to keep a secret?
What kind of secret?
Well, something about me.
What is it?
I've been to a hidden magical place.
Why is that a secret?
Well, I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. Theo already probably thinks I am, but I'm on my way to show him. We're supposed to meet in the park. Do you want to come?
Do I want to come to the park to see a hidden magical place with someone who has been my mortal enemy? Sure, why not?
There might be answers there for what you're getting ready for. We should hurry though, so Theo isn't waiting too long. Wait until I tell Ellie that I danced with Paige Collins.
Last time we were here, we forgot to introduce you to Central Park.
This is Central Park, the biggest park in the world. Here, you can be in the city, but feel like you have space to breathe.
It is where the people of the world go to experience nature.
But naturally, it's all fake and was in fact made by people.
As all good things are.
Finally, I've been waiting here for an eternity. Oh, hi, Paige. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Lila, why is Paige here?
Well, I just happened to run into her on my way uptown.
And your first thought was to bring her along with you. Isn't Paige Collins your mortal enemy?
Well, we're starting to see each other a bit differently now. And besides, I'm a wonderful person to have tag along on an adventure.
She knows what we're doing.
Well, she knows enough that she wants to be here. I say the more the merrier. Shall we go? Here is where I went in last time. Now, was it turn the doorknob clockwise or counterclockwise?
It usually doesn't matter. Most doorknobs turn both ways.
The man on the ostrich said specifically to turn it one way and definitely not the other.
The man on the what? What have you gotten me into, Lila?
It will all explain itself as soon as we get through the store. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Clockwise? I guess I'll try counterclockwise.
Maybe it's clockwise.
At least nothing bad happened, even though you messed up.
You're supposed to be nice to me now. I'll just try it the other way.
Maybe it needs a push. Stand back, girls.
Okay, here comes the big strong boy to save us from our problems.
Theo?
2.
I don't think that will work. The last time I went in, it didn't take any force at all. There must be something wrong. We need to see if we can find the man on the ostrich. He would know what to do.
You said last time he just showed up from a journey, though.
I don't know what else to do. Maybe we could go find Miss Zoe in the maze. She might know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on here or what you two are talking about, but Lila said something magical happened before. Maybe it's something we have to wait for.
Paige is right. We should start looking around a little bit. Something might come up. Paige, you never really did say why you're here. What's going on?
Well, I'm starting to see Lila a bit differently now and don't think she's a terrible person. And hopefully she doesn't think I'm a terrible person either. I guess we wanted to see what we could discover if we went on an adventure together.
I guess that makes sense. That's kind of why I'm here, too.
Things like this adventure should be much more fun with friends.
What are you doing here, Lila? And who are your friends?
I thought you might already know that.
Well, I heard you went and saw Miss Zoe, but I'm not sure what she told you.
Word travels fast. We just saw Miss Zoe this morning.
Time works differently in far-off places. I did know you might be coming to visit and that you might bring a friend with you, but I wasn't expecting 3 of you.
Hi, my name's Ellie, and I've known Lila for a long time, but we're just becoming friends.
Her name's Paige, but yeah.
So it's true. There's a man in Central Park that rides around on an ostrich. How do you even get up there?
With grace.
Well, I'm sure, but we're not here to discuss proper ostrich riding etiquette. Why can't we get back to make-believe? The door at Bethesda didn't work.
Why do you want to get back?
Well, to prove to Theo that it's real, and because Paige is getting ready for something. She might get some answers there.
And you think all your problems will be solved by going to a place you've been before.
Well, I thought so, until you said it like that.
You can't get in the same way twice. Previous trips are important, but old paths help lead to new ones. Imaginary places are often stumbled upon.
Well, can you at least give us a clue to where you should start, I don't know, stumbling to?
I suppose I could give you a clue. I've been saving this one for just such an occasion. Here is a haiku for you. High on a big rock, a beautiful view to see, a stair will lead you.
Is Miss Zoe going to be there again? I still have some questions for her.
You never know who you'll find in make-believe, but someone almost always finds themselves. Oh, yeah, Lila, I hope you didn't turn the knob counterclockwise.
Seriously? What happens if I did? Oh, that guy always leaves me more confused after I see him than before.
Well,
That was an impressive haiku.
yeah, you're right. We should start breaking it apart logically and looking at it like that.
High on a big rock? That must be somewhere here in the park. I don't know where else there are big rocks.
I know there are some big rocks at the top of the world, but that doesn't match up with the rest of the clue.
A beautiful view to see. It must be a tall building, like the Empire State Building or something.
Oh, I hope not. I don't want to have to climb all those stairs.
Rockefeller Center has a better view than the Empire State Building anyway.
Debatable.
But let's not debate it now. We need to figure out where he's talking about. It must be somewhere here in the park. The last time I was here, he said that the park was a thin place. Whatever that means.
All right, where in the park is there a big rock and a beautiful view?
Oh, I know. It's actually quite easy if you think about it.
Well, we've been thinking about it, and it's not been easy.
Don't you guys know Italian?
Why would we know Italian? It's only spoken in like 3 blocks of the world.
Well, I happen to know Italian, and the Italian word for beautiful view is Belvedere. It must be Belvedere Castle.
I always knew the castle was in the park, but I've never been there. We should try it.
Welcome to Belvedere Castle. I danced in a performance here once.
It's smaller than I imagined.
We should start looking for some stairs. The clue said stairs will lead us.
There's some stairs over here, but it only leads up 1 floor to the lookout of the park.
We should try it. If a door is more than a regular door, a stair might be something more also.
All right, here we go. He said it's only went up 1 floor.
It does.
We've definitely gone more than 1 floor. Keep going, Theo.
There's the door. What should I do now?
Well, I don't know. What do you think you should do?
I don't know. You're the one who's been here before.
Not to this place. You're as good a leader as any. Turn the knob and see what happens.
Okay, which way?
Clockwise!
Yeah.
Excuse me, we don't mean to intrude, but I'm sure you're expecting us anyway.
I have no idea who you are, why you are here. I'm very busy at the moment.
What things are you making?
I'm fixing things.
Then what things are you fixing?
Broken things.
Well, my name is Lila, and these are my friends Paige and Theo, and we were looking for the book repository, the one filled with all the books. I went there and met Miss Zoe, or whatever you call her here.
I've heard of her in that place, but I've never been there myself. I don't spend much time with new things like unwritten books. I like old things.
Aren't you supposed to make new stuff out of old... Aren't you supposed to make new things out of new stuff?
Sometimes. Sometimes there's more beauty in the broken.
How can broken things be beautiful?
Come in closer and I'll show you what I mean. See this teacup that I'm working on? When it came into my shop, it was broken into many small pieces. I carefully lay each piece out, like a puzzle, and figure out how they're supposed to go back together.
But how do you put the pieces back together? Is it like super glue or something?
It's much more involved than that. I use a special enamel that fills in the gaps and acts as an adhesive that is just as strong as the original stone, clay, or porcelain, depending on the type of vessel.
But those cracks don't look like enamel. They're shining.
That's because I overlay the enamel very carefully with precious minerals like gold, silver, and platinum.
But doesn't that make the cracks stand out? If
Why?
you're gonna fix something, shouldn't it look new again?
Why would you want to hide the fact that something has been fixed? It's like a celebration. Before it was useless, now it has use again.
There's a funny feeling about this place. And these vessels. What are they used for?
They come from the maker.
The same maker who writes all the stories and makes all the worlds?
What are you talking about?
I'll explain later.
The same one. His creations take on many different forms. Sometimes it's a world. Sometimes it's a picture or a sound. Sometimes a vessel.
But the bookkeeper said that everything he makes is good. How can all these things be broken?
All kinds of ways. Sometimes they're broken on purpose. Sometimes by accident. Some are neglected or forgotten about. No matter how they get broken, they can end up here.
This place is really, really familiar.
Every vessel is valuable. There are times when pieces are missing and I will need to combine multiple types of materials to create a new vessel. Those are usually my favorite.
What are they used for?
Here in make-believe, these might be vessels, but in other places they could be anything, like people. You know that vessel, don't you?
I've never seen it before, but it seems familiar.
This one is almost whole. There's just one piece missing. It may take some time to fully cure and get better, but this should heal the brokenness.
What did you do to her?
Paige, are you all right? Let's get out of here.
No, I'm fine. Actually, I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life.
Each vessel in this place is an archetype of a person in your world.
Like a copy?
No, an archetype. It's different.
Correct. An archetype is an original pattern or model from which all things of the same kind are based. They're special because there's one unique archetype for every person. No one is a copy.
That's why you fix them, because everyone is unique. Am I the only person I know that is broken?
Everyone gets broken in some way or another, Paige. But everyone who is broken can be made whole again.
Did we come here just so Paige could be fixed? Why are Theo and I here? Are we broken and need fixed?
Everyone's process is different. I think you were here today to witness what healing can look like, so that you can tell others, just like you brought Paige.
Ugh, not this again. Someday we should get a camera by the door to see how and when I get home. Camera, check. Notebook, check. My hair, it looks okay. My dress, which I seem to wear every day and it never gets dirty, it's not too wrinkled. Looks like I'm ready for a new day. If only I could remember the last one.
Where have you been? I've been worried sick about you. I haven't seen you since you left Theo and I at Lincoln Center and disappeared into the park. Are you okay?
I feel fine, and I feel like something like this has happened before. Not after Paige's performance, but last night. I must have gone back.
So you were in the park 2 nights in a row, and you can't remember anything that happened? Did the people you're with give you something to smoke? You know drugs are bad, don't you, Lila?
No, Ellie, it was nothing like that. I didn't smoke anything in the park. I was there with people I knew.
Who was it? People from school?
It was Theo. I know Theo was there. We went to the park after going to the maze. There was someone else there too. It was Paige. Paige was with us.
Why was Paige Collins with you?
She's different somehow.
How can she be different? She's always been the worst.
I don't think she has. I think it's been more my misunderstanding of her. Finally, I remember everything again. Then, Theo, Paige, and I went to make-believe again.
What's make-believe, and what do you mean again?
Make-believe is a wonderful place you get to from the park, where the world seems different.
And you said you went to the maze? What has gotten into you, Lila?
Things around us might not be what they seem. I have lots of questions, and I'm starting to get some answers.
I'm worried about you, Lila. I'm worried about us. You're going on adventures, going to the maze, and you're not taking me with you on any of it.
It's all happened so fast.
You're supposed to be my best friend, and now you're spending time with Paige Collins. She's our mortal enemy.
It's not like that, Ellie. I'm not trying to leave you out. Things have just been happening that haven't been planned.
Well, I don't really like surprises, and I don't like the way you're talking and thinking.
Ellie, I'm not trying to leave you out. I'm not trying to ignore you. I want you to come on all the adventures. You need to come with me to meet someone named Miss Zoe.
Well, where is she?
Well, I've met her in real life, whatever that is, and in make-believe.
Well, where is she now?
In the maze.
Okay, I guess let's go then.
Okay, are you sure?
I guess. I want to believe you. I want everything you're saying to be true, for your sake. I've never crossed Houston Street before.
Don't you look across and are curious about who and what is over there?
Not really. I have everything and everyone I need right here.
But if you want to cross the street, you have to be brave.
I can be brave.
Can you be brave enough to have what you challenged?
I want to.
Well, now's as good a time as any. Make sure no one's watching. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. See, nothing bad happened.
Yet.
Come on, it's this way to Miss Zoe's. Uh-oh. There's those crazy people Theo and I ran into last time we were here.
Crazy people? There was no mention of crazy people. All you said was all sunshine and rainbows. We should go another way or go home.
I want to go talk to them.
Why? You want to what?
Miss Zoe said they're harmless, and I want to find out what they're talking about.
What have you gotten me into?
Hey, you guys. Me and my friend wanted to talk to you.
She wants to talk to you. I want to run.
What would you like to know?
Well, why do you say that the world is round?
Well, most people think I'm crazy and have never asked me that question. There are lots of signs that point to the world being round. I watch the stars mostly, and the way they move over long periods of time point to the world being round and traveling in an orbit.
So you're not just saying that to get attention?
Of course not. I wouldn't just make things up and tell people it's the truth.
And you said something about us not being alone, right? What's that all about?
Well, what if the world is bigger than we think?
But everything's surrounded by fog. How can we see anything different?
Well, what if there's something past the fog? Then there has to be people there too, and they might even come to where we are.
But what did they look like?
Well, most likely just like you and I. There are so many different types of people in the world we know, it'd be easy for them to blend in.
And you, what is wrong with the water?
Nothing's wrong with the water.
She's crazy.
I am not crazy. It's true. They're trying to poison our minds. You have to believe me. And how can you say I'm crazy? All you do is spend time staring at the stars.
Studying. It's called studying the stars, not staring at them.
I stare at the stars. There might be people there too.
Every single one of them is crazy.
Maybe just a little eccentric. I don't know if they're all crazy.
Did you hear what they were saying? They're definitely nuts.
But how can we know what the truth is if we don't listen to different ideas?
That's all you care about, isn't it? Finding the truth. And you think Miss Zoe is going to be able to tell us what's true?
I hope so. The truth is what I'm looking for. Her shop is just up here, around the corner. Lila, who's your new friend? Oh, this isn't a new friend. This is my very oldest and best friend. Her name's Ellie. It's her first time in the maze.
Welcome, Ellie. The maze can be a scary place for outsiders to visit. What made you want to come?
I'm not really sure, especially after some of the people we've met. But I guess because Lila invited me, I want to be a part of what she's doing.
That's a good reason. Friendship is extremely important. But why are you here?
I'm not really here for anything specifically. I have most everything I need. I just want to be a part of what my friend's doing.
I see. Lila, what brings you back?
I have more questions.
I presume so.
I went back to make-believe with Theo and another friend, Paige.
And I wasn't there?
Exactly. We met a craftsman who was working on fixing broken things.
Well, did you see him fix something?
I think so. I think he fixed Paige.
Is that what you meant by Paige being different somehow?
Yes. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. She was totally different in an instant.
If that's so, I'm sure she wanted to be fixed.
What does it all mean? Why does every question just lead to more questions?
The world is full of unanswered questions.
But we have answers too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. and there's going to be a big gathering to celebrate all we have and all we know.
Celebration is a very good thing, but what exactly are you celebrating?
Well, the world and all the great things in it, of course.
How much do you really know about the world?
I thought I knew quite a bit, but since coming to Make Believe and hearing some of the things the people in the maze have been saying, I'm beginning to realize I don't know that much.
Let me tell you a little about the world you probably do not know. It has not always been like this. Lila, remember when I told you that the Maker created the world?
Yes, his words made all the worlds.
At that time, there was no fog.
No fog? What surrounded the world?
Nothing. Other places weren't hidden, not even make-believe.
So it's like what the girl in the maze said. What happened?
People changed. They became comfortable. They thought they had all the answers and didn't need to ask any hard questions. The fog settled in and cut us off from the rest of creation.
But things are good. Why do we need anything else?
Is everything good? Is everyone good?
Well, there's good and bad, but that's what keeps things in balance. Something bad happens, and then something good happens to balance it out.
Well, why can't everything just be good?
Because that would be impossible.
I love that word, impossible. It means a challenge.
Why do you like challenges?
I've spent my life seeing the impossible become possible.
You must have had an interesting life.
Yes, very interesting. I was like you once, Lila, full of questions without answers.
And then you found make-believe.
Yes, then I found make-believe. And everything changed. But I was alone. It felt like it was me against the world. You're different.
How am I different?
You're not alone. You have friends. Things can really begin to change now. What do you think would happen if the fog was lifted?
I have no idea. Is that even a possibility?
It could be.
And we could be a part of it? That could change everything.
Are you sure you want things to change? You didn't seem so sure about it a moment ago.
I mean, if things could be good all the time, I could be okay with it.
It would mean asking questions with different answers than what you want.
I think I can do it. I crossed Houston Street, didn't I? Some things are already starting to change.
Are you coming to the celebration?
I might show up. I'm not sure they want me there, though.
Well, if you do come, I have more questions I want to ask.
You should come.
We'll have to see.
Before we go, can I get an album to take to Theo? I think he's liking understanding things from the other side of his brain.
Yes, take this one. I think he'll like it.
Everything is coming together so nicely.
You've done a wonderful job pulling this celebration off in such a short amount of time.
Oh, it was nothing. Just a chance to use the storytelling skills I learned at the museum on a much grander scale.
I still would have preferred a more thought-out approach to the security. This place is so close to the maze.
And we've already talked about this. I want everyone in the maze to marvel at the accomplishments the world has made working together.
People should begin arriving soon.
Well, I still don't like it. I'm going to take one more sweep around the perimeter. You like to join me?
Hello, Catherine.
What are you doing here? This is not where you belong.
I was just curious to see what you're all celebrating.
Well, all the amazing things we have accomplished and how stable life is.
So that's the goal? Everything being stable and predictable? Don't you remember the adventures we used to have? Those were anything but stable and predictable.
Those were fun diversions as a kid. It's time to grow up, Zoe. I don't believe in fairy tales and make-believe anymore.
I'm sad for you, Catherine. I'm sad that you've missed out on so much. You live your life surrounded by fantasy and you've forgotten how to believe the truth.
I have everything I need. You need to go. And don't think that your make-believe stories will ever make a lick of difference. Go. Just leave.
They're
I don't
making
ever
more
wanna see
difference
you
than
again.
you know. Goodbye, Catherine.
Goodbye, Zoe.
Welcome to the celebration of the world.
The greatest gathering of all the world's people.
And anyone who is not here is nobody.
Now, join us as the festivities begin.
Thank you, one and all, for joining us on this auspicious occasion. It is today we celebrate the life we all enjoy together. How remaining in the safety of our squares makes life easy and things simple and predictable. And how we can rest assured know that we have all the answers for peace and prosperity, the world working together as one.
Hi, Ellie. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm sure Lila has told you everything.
She told me a little bit.
I'm sorry if I've been mean to you in any way, and I don't want to be like that.
It's okay. She says things are different now, so hopefully they'll get better.
This whole thing's pretty crazy. Everybody's celebrating something they don't know anything about.
There's more, Theo. Miss Zoe just told us this most amazing story about how the world was different. There was no fog, and make-believe was a part of everything.
And can you believe it? I went to the maze. Don't tell anybody. Can't believe I'm stooping to subterfuge for you guys.
Hi, Paige. Been a while since I've seen you. Where have you been?
So many things have been going on. I'm starting to reevaluate what dance really means to me. I'm sorry I haven't been around much.
If I can earn your attention, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the mastermind behind this whole program. You may all know her from the Metropolitan Museum, but as you can see, she can do so much more.
Thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. We are celebrating everything that we have accomplished. One of those accomplishments are the works that we show every day at the Metropolitan Museum. Works of fantasy and superstition that supersede everything the world has to offer. Thank you.
It looks like they're getting ready for a show.
Welcome to the production of Celebration of the Worlds.
I wonder who's leading it.
Come together, people of every color. Come together, ever near and far. Come together, people of every nation. Come together, ever near and far. Celebration, a time of collaboration. There's no need for frustration. Everyone's welcome here. Cast off all your worries. Set aside your fears. The world holds all the answers. Everyone join the cheer. Celebration, worries now are gone. Celebration, everyone sing along. Magnification, we have all we need. Glorification, unity is our creed. Celebration, a time of collaboration. There's no need for frustration. Everyone's welcome here. Cast off all your worries. Set aside your fears. The world holds all the answers. And everyone join the cheer.
I don't feel right about this.
You're right. Something seems off.
We need to get to Miss Zoe. She would know what to do.
Hey, you four, don't cross that street. I have the authority to detain you.
What are we gonna do?
Wait, this way. I think I know a shortcut. That
I
way.
think you're right, but it's this way.
What I
Where are we
thought.
going? To the park!
There's the Bethesda fountain. The man on the ostrich said we couldn't get to make-believe the same way twice. Maybe we should go to Belvedere to get a better view of the park, to find out where to go.
I think I know a shortcut. It's getting dark, but if we hurry now, I think we can find it.
Where have you taken us, Theo?
Yeah, some shortcut this does not look like it leads out of the woods. We're never gonna get out of here.
Sorry, guys. I thought I knew a shortcut.
Wait, look, up there, in the trees. I thought I saw an ostrich.
Or the lack of light is playing tricks on your eyes.
No, there it is again. We should try and catch him.
What if it's a wild rabbit ostrich in the woods?
I don't think ostriches can get rabid.
Come on!
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was never gonna get out of here. How did you guys find me?
How did we find you? You're supposed to be the one helping us.
I told you, Lila, I'm new to this park. I don't know my way around, especially in this maze of trees and paths.
Well, we were just coming from the celebration of the world, and things kind of got out of hand.
We tried to get to Miss Zoe, but the road was blocked off, and we couldn't get into the maze.
We ran to the park hoping to go to make-believe, to figure things out.
Whatever for?
Well, because we have answers. I mean, we need answers.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm not sure why we're here exactly or why you're riding an ostrich, but if you could help us get out of these woods, I would be grateful. If going to this make-believe place would make things not so scary, I would be okay with that.
Lila, have you ever wondered why Miss Zoe spends most of her time here rather than in make-believe?
I never really thought about that.
Wouldn't it be easier for her to spend her time somewhere surrounded by life and creativity and goodness?
That would be a better solution. Why don't we just go live in make-believe?
Because that's not how it works. Make-believe is not your home. This place is. You have to learn how to live here. Find out what it means to be in the world, but not of it.
But how can we do that?
How? If only we could find out the truth. I think we can make it work.
And that's why you go to make-believe. There are answers there, but you have to bring them back here.
How do we get in this time?
As you can see, sometimes you have to go through dark, scary tunnels to get to the door. Follow me. I have a light.
Where are you taking us? This does not look like it leads out of the woods.
Is that a cave?
I didn't know there was a cave in the park.
Well, there is. Go on through, but be careful of what you might find. We've won the war in make-believe, but there are still many battles that take place.
What are we going to find there?
I can't tell you exactly, but I do hope you find what you're looking for. Theo, keep your eyes and ears open. Your answers might come in unexpected ways. Ellie, you should take my lamp. The light makes the dark not so scary.
Thanks.
Good luck.
All right, here we go.
I'm not so sure about this, guys.
Well, this is new. I don't think I will ever get used to showing up at such unknown places at a moment's notice.
Is this what make-believe is always like?
No, I've never been here before.
We should keep our eyes peeled. Being on the ostrich set to be prepared for what we might find.
It won't be that bad. How can such a wonderful place have anything too terrible in it?
Who are you? And what are you guys doing in the middle of this forest?
Oh my gosh. Well, my name is Lila, and these are my friends Paige, Theo, and Ellie. We have an issue where we come from that we don't have answers to.
Unfortunately, I've got issues of my own.
What are you going to do about your issues? Maybe we can help you if you can help us.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Run!
What?
Well, what are we running from?
A monster!
What kind of monster?
A big scary one you do not want to meet.
I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home.
He'll be over soon, one way or another.
What's that up ahead?
That's what I mean. It's a cliff.
A cliff! We're all gonna die!
What are you even doing here?
Came to find answers, to look for the truth.
The truth is not an answer to your question. The truth is a person.
What? How do we find this person?
First, you have to jump.
What?
And what happens if we don't?
Remember that big scary monster I told you about? He loves it when people don't jump. Easy lunch.
But what happens if we do jump?
I don't know what'll happen for you guys. Guess I'll have to jump and find out.
What are we gonna do now? There's no going back.
I don't know what you're gonna do, but if there's any way of finding the truth, then I'm just gonna have to jump. Love you, Mom.
My life has completely changed, and I'm not going back.
The monster's coming, Ellie. We have to jump. I don't think I can. Why did you bring me here? This place is nothing like what you said. I'm scared. I'm scared too, but we can't let fear rule our lives. I will jump, and no matter what awaits us at the bottom, I will be there for you, Ellie. It will be okay. Somehow it will be okay. Lila, no! I don't want to do this anymore. I don't care about... How are we flying?
I don't know.
What? We're gonna fall to our deaths?
I hope not. I guess Ellie just got 8. I don't know.
But we have to go back. We have to save her.
Well, we can't now. She made her decision. That doesn't mean it's the end, though. Tomorrow can be a day for new decisions. This is make-believe. Lots of things are possible.
You said that was make-believe, but look, that's the world down there. That's not make-believe.
Look, over there's the park, and the grid, and over there's the maze.
What you see is only a part of the world, a very small part of it.
Are we gonna go through the fog?
We can. Follow me, and I'll just have to show you what's on the other side.
Everything changed in that moment. An entire world we had no idea existed was waiting just beyond the thin veil of fog. A world full of people and adventures. More questions than answers. But in the end, we were shown the truth. Not just about the world and about make-believe, and how one day they would come together and be something brand new, but like we were told, we found that person that is truth. There's much more to that story, but that will wait for another day.
Have you talked to Ellie?
I went to go see her, but she didn't want to talk about it. I think she's still scared, and I don't blame her. But there's still hope.
How do we find the people that know the same things we do? Like Miss Zoe and the man on the ostrich. How do we find them?
If we've been past the fog, why haven't things changed?
But things have changed. People just don't know it yet.
So what do we do now?
We tell them.
What if everything we see is just a piece of eternity, and each person that we meet needs a key to their destiny? Couldn't find this on our own. We need the truth to make take a chance. Now we have a goal. We should never stop until the world sees clearly. We should never stop with only you and me. We should never stop until the world sees clearly. We should never stop. What if people could be free? We aren't gonna stop